Hey guys, this is Drewbie. In this video, I'm just going to be talking about TvP. I'm going to be going over some basic early game stuff for playing against aggressive Protosses. I've noticed that a lot of Terran players, including myself, have had a lot of difficulty stopping Protoss all-ins and cheeses and just all the dirty rushes that the Protoss can do. So I'm just going to show you my build order that's good against stopping Protoss rushes. I hope it helps you out. Let's get into it. Alright, so this is a TvP game that I played. It was just a practice game. It was against Dodoro. He's a good Protoss player. He's pretty good at macroing, but he's also good at doing the aggressive cheesy builds that we all know and hate to play against. So this game's on Metalopolis. It's a pretty good map. It's pretty good for macro play, but if you get close positions, there can be some pretty crazy stuff happening. So I decided to make the video on this map. So I just start off with a 10 supply depot. I try to make it as close to my minerals as possible, just to be as efficient as I can possibly be. Just making it I don't wall in against Protoss because I feel like it hurts me. If they decide to immortal or stalker rush, then it's pretty much just free supply depots for them. So I always do this 10 depot, just build it next to my minerals. Then I make my barracks 12 barracks, as close to my minerals as possible as well, just trying to be as efficient as possible and to get as much money as I possibly can in the early game. So after the barracks, I'll make my gas on 14 supply. Most people make it on 13, but with this build, I don't need the 13 gas. I find that the timing works really well on 14. I'll be doing a fast 2 racks build. I just make the second barracks right after my orbital command is finished, so just wait for that. I scout at about 15 supply, and in this game I sent my SCV out right as his probe came into my base, so right now I automatically know that he's in close positions because he scouted me so fast. So I just follow his probe around to make sure I can't get harassed. And then, as you can see, I drop my second barracks at 16 supply, and I'll make 2 marines for my barracks, and then after that I'll drop my supply depot. It's at 17 or 18 supply, and there goes the first mule. So after the first 2 marines are done, I'll drop a tech lab on my barracks, and once my second barracks is finished, I'll make a reactor on that. The goal is to just pump marauders out of the tech lab barracks and marines out of the reactor, of course. And I get my upgrades. I get the concussive shells first, and then I get the stim and then combat shields. I pretty much get them as soon as the previous upgrade finished. As you can see, everything's going about normally. I make my next supply depot at 23 supply, just trying to keep ahead, because once the reactor finishes, I'll be pumping out a marauder and 2 marines at the same time, so that's 4 supply. So I need to stay ahead on my barracks, or on my supply count. So I get my second gas at about 26 supply. I'll need the extra gas to get my factory as soon as possible, so that I can get medevacs out fairly early. It's kind of a aggressive build, but also if the Protoss is going all in against me, then it works really well against all-ins. So once I have 4 marines, once my reactor's pumping and my marauders are pumping too, and the concussive shells is done, it's a really good time to go out and be aggressive, because right now the Protoss warp gates won't be finished, so if they're saving up for some sort of all-in, they'll be really low on units. So as you can see, I'm just pressuring as much as possible, get him to waste a force field on his ramp, which is always nice. Get rid of as much sentry energy as possible. And as you can see, I'm dropping my factory now. It's around a 35 supply factory, and I'm just trying to be as aggressive as possible with my M&M ball here. Just trying to pick off a free pylon there, anything that I can get. I don't go up into the base because I'm afraid that I'll get force fielded and trapped in his base, and then his zealots, sentries, and stalkers will just eat me alive. So as you can see, I keep poking up just to try and see his unit composition. If I see an immortal pop out, then I'll know that he's going robo. But right now, I can be fairly sure that he's only on warp gate units. So I'm a bit worried about what he's doing because I saw that he has 2 gas and I can only see 1 gateway, so it seems like he's hiding something. So I'll make my starport as soon as the factory finishes and get a reactor on the factory, just so that I can switch that with my starport as soon as it finishes. And I'll try and be defensive now because I saw that he was not fast expanding, and I don't really know what he's doing right now, but I'm a bit worried because it's close positions. He has 2 gas and no expansion, so I'm just gonna scan him, see what's going on. And I was lucky with my scan to see that he had hidden gateways, so I'm just gonna put up a bunker once I see that. And I'm just right now I'm trying to stall until my medevacs finish, and then wow, I see him warping in units on my base. It's quite scary. He's obviously all-inning me right now, so I'm gonna pull all my SCVs off, and I try and fight half his units at once, units that are warped into my base. I pull all my SCVs off, try and just micro as well as I can, fight all the units with my SCVs. And as you can see, SCVs are really strong against all-ins, so I am able to repel him, force him back. And obviously I know that there's something, either a warp prism or a pylon in the back of my base, so I'm just going to go and get rid of that. As you can see, all my units are very low health right now because I used all my stims to fight off the attack. And there I killed the pylon, so that I know now that nothing's going to be able to come in my back door anymore. So I'm in a pretty good position right now. I fought off his all-in attack. He's asking if he microed bad. It wasn't a bad micro by him. It was just that I was well prepared for his all-in with my 2 barracks pumping and my SCVs. Now that I have medevacs out, I'm in a really good position. I'm just waiting right now before I go and counterattack to get 4 medevacs out because all my units aren't even healed yet. The medevacs are out of energy, so I'm just waiting. And now my 3rd and 4th medevacs have just popped out, so it's a really good time to be aggressive. I just dropped a 3rd barracks there, and I'm scouting with my factory just so I can try and see what's going on. So pretty much right now I'm going for a counter all-in push. He should be fairly low on economy and not have too much tech, so it's a really good time to counter push. As you can see, he has a lot of sentries, and oh, I saw his robotics, so that's pretty much a free kill for me. So I'm just gonna go around the side and snipe it because it'll be hard to go up his ramp because of all the sentries. He can just force field the ramp, but I got him to come down the ramp because I sniped his robotics, so he kind of panicked, came down the ramp, and that's it. He GG's because he has no units left. Alright, so I hope this was a good representation of the ways that Protoss can all-in you. It's very annoying and hard to stop, but once you kind of get the hang of doing a good safe build like that, it's not a huge issue to stop it. It's a very solid build against all-ins. I hope it helps you out. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.